Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And buckle up. We are live from one of the most, if not the most, iconic track on the planet. Spa GT3 versus GT4. Rain or shine, downforce or heartbreak. 35 minutes of straight savagery. Coming at you live from Stam Studio Network. My name is, of course, the one, the only Sean Stam. And I will be bringing you Warren Johnson 86 Challenge Multi-Class League, coming at you live from Spa, located here in Belgium. We got 7-kilometer track. Great day for racing as we take a look at the track info as well as weather info. Cannot beat race here today. 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's 0% humidity, partly cloudy, doesn't look like any wind. As you see that track map there on the right side of your screen, those of you maybe not too familiar with the circuits here at Spa, you best believe I will have that track map up for you on the bottom right hand side of your screen. The whole race here tonight. GT3s versus GT4s. It's, well, we got the GT3 class to start. Overpowered, absolutely. Downforce, they're glued to the track like a toddler to candy. Brakes, sure, they got them, but one wrong move and you will be facing the wrong direction, upwards of 130 miles per hour. They're fast, they're twitchy, and with these guys, as close as they are on pace with one another, oh, we may need a little Hans device to prevent the neck from whipping around in some G-force whiplash incidents here on the sim. Okay, Xiaoran going to put it on the pole. Maxim Guzman will be right there beside him in our GT3 class. Thiago P. De Lima, Nathaniel Redmond, Aaron Chung, Josh Hunter, Jason Jin, Nico Colby, Stone Colby, Darren Colby. Look at that. 8th, 9th, 10th, all starting right by one another. Austin Rapp, Daniel Parmalee, Andreas Taylor will round out our GT3 class. And then look at this here. The old Caleb Greco fans get up and start cheering because Caleb Greco looks like he has put this GT4 Mercedes on the pole. Steven Shakespeare, Jake Steckler, Daniel Higgins, Joe Rainey, Amethyst Reese, Warren Johnson, and Brandon Birch will be rounding out our GT4 field here tonight. I don't have points as something behind the scenes is keeping me from getting that up, but the GT3 class last race at Road America, we had Thiago P. De Lima come away with the win. Dennis P2, Nico Colby, Jake Steckler, Slater, Josh, Daniel, and Ali XA in that GT3 class. GT4 last race, Nathaniel won it, Joe came home P2, Daniel, Benjamin, and then Brandon came home P5. As we are just now getting things starting to roll here, it should be just a quick little short pace lap before we get things moving and grooving here from Spa. Once again, coming at you live from Belgium, one of the most, if not the most iconic tracks in the world in the road course side of things. My name is Sean Stam. Welcome into Stam Studio Network. Be sure to grab yourself a little snack, grab yourself maybe a drink as well, because you're not going to want to leave your TV here once we get the green flag thrown. Xiaoran, Maxim Guzman, Thiago P. de Lima will all be drivers to watch. As I just mentioned it, Thiago P. de Lima came away with the win last time in this multi-class GR86 Challenge Sim League. That pace car is going to dive for safety, and we will have the green flag out here from Spa. Here comes Xiaoran into turn 1 as we'll look 2 by 2 for second place. This start is a bit more cordial than what we have seen so far in the multi-class starts, as Caleb Greco is leading the GT4 class here through turns 1. Matter of fact, an excellent start all through the field. Nobody has had an incident here yet. Coming up through Arouge now, the GT3 class, we are starting to build speed, tire pressures, also tire temperatures, brake temperatures, all of the above. So we start to weave down into this hard braking zone. It's going to be another right-hander. Ferrari is rounding out 1-2 for the moment, as Thiago P. de Lima was able to make that move on Maxim Guzman. Gets the spot, but right now looks like he's going to give it back, as that Porsche 911 going to make his way up to P2, separates this Ferrari bunch here from first, second, third, fourth, fifth. GT4 class here still having an immaculate clean start. Jake Steckler is in front of Daniel Higgins, Joe Rainey, Brandon Birch, and Warren Johnson. Just allowing their cars all to get up to operating temperatures here on this long first lap here at Spa. Austin Rapp fan club is here as well, says Aiden Greco in the YouTube chat. Appreciate you coming out here, man. And Austin Rapp, your boy's already up plus 2 spots in that 982 GT3 Ford Mustang. Pretty good battle ensuing here, still on the first lap, 7-kilometer track. Looking at off the back diffuser cam of Thiago P. de Lima, right at the 69 of Nathaniel Redmond's Ferrari. Little Kyle Busch paint scheme action there. That might be a paint scheme winner of the race here early on. As this battle continues to rage, we got drivers going around here a little bit further in the back of the pack. Oh, if you joined in last night the Apex Motor Club, I think Stone Colby had an awful start to that race as well. We're going to see what happened to old Stone Colby here real quick, and we know we got him on the driver cams, are probably showing his displeasure at this moment. Coming into kind of sweeping left-hander and then to another straight, and ooh, that car just shoots right instantly. Was there contact? We'll have to take another look at that, the SSN drone aerial cam here. The car length's about, oh man, that was what happened. Wheel possibly turned off here. We're going to take one more look at driver's eye cam, because that looked unnatural. Possibly wheel coming unplugged or even disconnected entirely. Let's take one more look at Stone Colby before we hop back on board live. Oh no, that wheel disconnect, but well, look at how his hands just stayed perfectly straight there, but no, I think that was a save gone south there for the BMW GT3. So we'll hop back on board with the lead here of Xiaoran. He's going to continue to lead us on. Oh. One sec, gotta fix one thing here. There we go. Like it never happened. Maxim Guzman takes that spot back from Thiago P. de Lima, but we saw kind of Thiago get there on the brakes on that first lap, about turn 5, turn 6, possibly giving that spot back, as here comes Josh Hunter down the inside of Jason Jin. Another, well, our top running Ford GT3 Mustang, the GT3 class. A little bit of gravel going on the track up in front of him from the back buffer of Thiago P. de Lima as he runs a little wide. See, we got the Austin Rapp fan club here in chat, and he's in the old Wonder Bread machine. Another GT3 Ford Mustang taking it around Spa. And so, oh, he's going to run wide. Sean and Tater curse hard. Impact into the tire barrier there for the 982. Austin Rapp, unfortunately, looks like going to tow it to the pits. I don't think I've seen a Sean and Tater curse worse than that, as we're going to hop back on board live action here. This is Darren Colby, Daniel Parmalee, Caleb Greco going at it. Oh, there's another car around. That's Sean and Tater curse. I have never seen one as bad as here today. Darren Colby, I believe, involves there. Caleb Greco is another car going around. Back-to-back curses? What is going on here? Let's see what happened. This is going into another right-hander. It gets on the grass there for Caleb Greco, and unfortunately taking out the... Not sure who that was there, but unfortunately taking out another driver with him. Things are continue to move and groove up here towards the front of the pack. Maxim Guzman continuing to hold off the Algo P. de Lima, but for how long? Here comes the Luma's Cloud, number 86 Ferrari. The Algo P. de Lima down the inside, able to make it stick, has just enough downforce in that GT3. The Algo back up to P2. Once again, how many times have we seen this season, folks? I know I started talking about the GT3 class there just a little bit pre-races. Here's a great battle here between Joe Rainey and Daniel Higgins. The GT4 class, sure, it is a little bit slower, but it's a lot meaner. You got that ABS up there in the GT3 class. No ABS here in the GT4 class, as it's all about survival, elbows out, and pure grit racing. These are essentially just go-karts with rocket packs. Pretty much strapped on the back of them here as we're strapped on board with Joe Rainey as he runs P3, that last interview spot in class. You'd think the old GT3 with even more horsepower, you'd think it would be a bit more finicky to drive here, but no, as we're hopping on board with Joe Rainey and even Daniel Higgins in front of him here, it's a lot more finicky. And is that a fuel light? I'm seeing a fuel warning light here on Daniel Higgins' dash. If we could, I think we can pan to that. Yeah, fuel low. I'm not sure. Maybe this is just from qualifying. Well, the McLaren of Joe Rainey is right there behind us. Does not have any sort of low fuel indicator issues. So this may be something we'll have to keep an eye on here of Daniel Higgins, as he continues to try and chase down our class leader of Jake Steckler at the moment. Gonna have to be super careful not to get a slowdown here at Spa, both well, pretty much all over the track, especially out of Air Rouge, as we continue to get a little bit closer in that GT4 class. But it's so hard not to get any slowdowns here, as you try and just abuse every sort of corner entry, corner exit that you have, and well, you just blink at just the wrong moment. That's pretty much all it can take. Is now this is the battle for third place. Maxim Guzman trying to hold off. Looks like got the pass done here on Nathaniel Redmond, I do believe. And I know we were just on board with some GT4s. Let's now hop on board with the GT3 and just see how finicky it is compared to those other class of the GT4s. This is Nathaniel Redmond chasing Maxim Guzman once again for that P3 spot. Don't count him out just yet, but Aaron Chung back here in P5 and his Ferrari GT3. He's trying to hold off the Ford Mustang of Josh Hunter right now. And Josh has been putting down some pretty respectable lap times here, guys. Looks like the fastest lap of the session goes to Josh Hunter last time by a 2:19.11. Fastest lap of the race going to Mr. Hunter, as he's trying to look toward the inside, but doesn't have kind of the run to dive towards the inside of that 347 Aaron in front of him. He's trying to size up the next sort of corners here, get his entries right through the chicane. Make sure you don't compromise the exit. Super important turn there, as we're going to head back towards the start-finish straightaway here. Completing minute 9.5. We see everybody there joining in YouTube land. Seriously, I greatly appreciate it. We could not be here without you guys. Not too much YouTube chatter going on here tonight in the live chat, but we know that you're here. I would just like to ask real quick, who are you guys rooting for? Maybe who is your pick to win in each class? GT3 versus GT4 here tonight. Taking a look at those practice results as they come across your screen. Maxim Guzman was actually fastest in practice. Josh Hunter, Nathaniel Redman, and then Thiago P. De Lima, Aaron Chung. They're 5th. Looking at the qualifying here. Xiao ran first, still is first right now. Maxim Guzman, Thiago P. De Lima. Unfortunately, he's back up to second place, so gain that spot back. Nathaniel Redman, Aaron Chung, and ooh, there's a driver going off in the back of the screen. Josh Hunter, Jason Jin, and so on and so forth there. So we cut to Caleb Greco. Looks like he was having a really nice day up until right about now. Finds himself into the pits, unfortunately. Yes, Aiden, hide your eyes here because we're on board with Caleb right before what could be a really big shunt here to send him back to the pits. Ooh, just a little bit too deep. No contact with anything just yet, but oh, here we go. Into the pits. Yes, you see that low fuel lights on. I thought that was just maybe something in the graphics here, but okay. That's really not, no harm, no foul. Aiden, you can open back up the old eyeballs there. Terry, Aiden, we got Melina here in chat as well. Let's go Colby, boys. Matter of fact, let's do the old Colby checkup. Highest running Colby right now, that 16 Porsche 911 of Nico Colby. Running P6 in class as well as overall, as these guys are running the faster class here tonight. Before we start to go down the list of Colbys, Darren right there, 2 spots behind in P10. You know we got the old Colby cams here tonight. Nico, bottom left, Stone top right. You got Thiago P. De Lima. He is not a Colby, as well as Daniel Higgins, the opposite cams there. It's so nice to get kind of behind the scenes with these drivers. It really opens up the personality and kind of gives me something to talk about the broadcast. Daniel Higgins, speaking of which, doesn't look like he was too happy there. Maybe a little bit of, well, I don't see any incident that happened with him, but I am seeing an incident with Taylor Thompson and possibly Andreas involved as well. Let's take a look here. This is Taylor leaving the pits. This has got to be just a... He gets so slow that maybe the... Oh, no! Okay, I think he just got so slow that the graphics software maybe rendered that in as an incident here, and now we're on board with Andreas heading down into turn 1 with a possible incident of their own here. This BMW runs a little wide. No harm, no foul here. There's going to be a harm and foul on the pace, believe me. So we'll cut back to live coverage here as these drivers will be making their way into pit road here soon. Looks like lots of these drivers not taking enough fuel here tonight. Oh no! This is we're cutting back live here. Andreas back around a puff of smoke in the background of the screen. As we have something a little bit better to keep our eye on right now. This is Aaron Chung trying to hold off Maxim Guzman, Josh Hunter. 3rd, 4th, 5th battle at the moment. Mentioned I was going to bring you down that Colby kind of rundown as Nico has now made his, well, he's up to 8th now, and then Darren Colby right here behind him is P9 and going to try to work with maybe his son a little bit here on the longer straightaways, but I think if you're Darren, if you got to run here, the shorter portions of the track, maybe possibly looking at that move. But here it is, BMW GT3, Dad down the inside. Oh, that's, excuse me, Stone Colby on Dad down the inside. I thought Darren was still trying to take it to Nico, but that was actually Stone taking it up to his dad here. As, well, Dad is not over just yet with this battle. Back down into turn one. Darren down to the inside, makes his car stick. Lots of room, but here comes little Stone Colby's crossover action. Side by side here from Spa. Who's going to end up braking later here into a Rouge side by side. That's not going to work. That's Darren going to pull a Formula Drift. Immaculate save out of the number 14 Porsche GT3. Oh, Darren, we got your calling over there in the old Formula Drift. I mean, my goodness, you got the pace here on the road course. Oh my goodness gracious! You don't do that in a Rouge and a GT3. My goodness. Okay, well, while we have a moment, this is Josh Hunter still holding off Maxim Guzman and Jason Jin here, but while we have a second, let's take one more look at what could have been, could have been Darren Colby possibly needing wrist surgery after 130 miles per hour into a wall. Let's take a look here. Neither driver lifting, a slight contact, and then, I mean, I don't know how you hang on to that. It looks so much easier outside of the car than what that was for Darren. Unfortunately, going to lose a little bit more, well, the gap that he had on these guys, but keep things running and what could have been. Okay, a little breather here. So we are just now approaching almost halfway to go. Let's take a look at the old GT4s here back on track. Looks like Jake Steckler is back out in the lead, still retaining that spot. Joe Rainey. Oh boy, Joe, he had himself a really tough race last night. He was doing really well, don't get me wrong, leading laps up there, P1, P2 with Nico Colby in the MX-5 Cup cars at Daytona International Speedway, the road course on the high banks. Unfortunately, about 2 or 3 laps to go. Just not the finish that he ended up wanting, but this is where he's running last night, P2. And if he can continue to keep this up, hopefully I'm not throwing the old Sean and Tater curse on him, but liking what I'm seeing out of Mr. Joe Rainey, his McLaren GT4. Speaking of liking what I'm seeing, Daniel Higgins, number 95, believe we do have him on the driver cams here tonight. Liking what I'm seeing out of this paint scheme, possibly a paint scheme of the race in the GT4 class. His Mercedes. Having himself a really good run. And yes, Sir Rebob, we do have him at top left of the screen. We're going to hop back kind of roll bar cam with Daniel Higgins. And is that a handbrake? I bet it looks like Daniel Higgins does some Formula Drift. No handbrake needed here in iRacing. Trying to save the tires, not burn them up. Heading out of the chicane here. Didn't really retain any position on Joe Rainey up there in front of him, but all of these drivers focused to the max. See Stone Colby there, I mean, just leaning into the corners, it looks like. Brandon Burt's here running P4 in the GT4 class. Just kind of running by himself at the moment in some clean air, able to put some nice lap times down. We're going to cut back to our battle for P3rd and 4th on track. This is the Police Interceptor Ferrari. Ferrari's running 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Aaron Chung right in front of Josh Hunter. These Ford Mustangs, even in a quick 35-minute sprint, my experience from racing in these Ford Mustangs as well as against them in here in the iRacing universe, their short run speed maybe not all there, but their long run speed, even in the kind of closing minutes or even halfway through a 35-minute sprint, kind of start to see these GT3 Ford Mustangs make their way up to the front of the pack. And here's Josh Hunter doing just that, plus 2 spots from where he started. And taking a look at the lap time history between him and Maxim Guzman right there behind, he is continuing to pull the gap, but I don't think he's going to be continuing to pull it much further unless he's able to get this pass done here on Aaron Chung. Matter of fact, there it is, side by side. Josh Hunter moves his way into that final interview spot in the GT3 class. Cutting to these static cams, you're able to see these different lines that these drivers are able to use. Do you kind of set up the corner entry, or do you compromise that corner entry and set yourself up for corner exit, especially in these, well, not as much the GT3 cars, but those GT4 cars, lots more momentum based. And let's check on all real quick. The battle for the lead as we start to approach some lap traffic at the 20th minute. You're going to get it right out of the way is Amethyst Reese. Thiago B. de Lima, I mentioned this earlier on in the race. How many times have we seen this season? Thiago either drops back 1, 2, even 3 spots, but has the pace, able to catch right back up to the leader. We could see Thiago here leading, if not this lap, maybe even 1 lap from now. Excellent run once again from the Loomis Cloud, number 86 Ferrari out of the Thiago camp here. Even more lap traffic here approaching. That was Warren Johnson, that number 24 Mercedes GT4 going down a lap, but you can't help it. The speed differential between these cars is quite insane. The power, the downforce, I mean, it could not be really quite different from one another, especially no ABS between the two classes. Got to be a little bit careful. You start to, we'll look at Brandon Birch here as he approaches. He's going to make his way into a Rouge now, so you're going to have to be careful on when you start to approach these lap traffic cars. I know you can't really help it, but what you can help is how you make the passes. And that is what's going to separate the pace between Xiaoran and Thiago here tonight, as this has become kind of a battle just for the lead, as they've now stretched out 8 seconds over Josh Hunter for P3. Thiago is well within this slipstream rate at this point. The longer straightaways that we have here at Spa, and then all these shorter braking zones, I think we're starting to see, although these are the same manufactured car, Ferrari's different setups here within it. And I mentioned it earlier with Josh Hunter and the Ford Mustang, maybe a little bit longer run setup in the car, able to retain a little bit of tire life, tire temperature. It's you could say that's about Thiago, but I think with what we continue to see week in and week out, it's got to be just skill, pace, as well as practice. We'll have to ask him in driver interviews. I mean, the iRating separating our leader and Thiago here, I'm going to flash it up on the screen. It's really not all that much of a difference. 3.4 A-class rating there out of Xiaoran, and then Thiago P. de Lima is a B-class, but has just a little bit more iRating, coming in at 3,700. So just a little bit more experience and possibly pace within that car. iRacing doesn't really cut that down to a T, so to speak, or it's not really accurate down to the 100ths of percentiles, but here we're going to work our way around Brandon Birch here as he gets out of the way. What I am kind of looking at, though, is that the class separation. A-class for our leader, and then B-class, and then A-class there back again for Josh Hunter. Do we possibly see Thiago make a little bit of contact with the leader as we just now approach about 12, 13 minutes to go, and I know he's 8 seconds back, but Josh Hunter, could he possibly find his way into victory lane if contact is made within those top leaders? Before I pull that iRating graphic away, I'd like to take a look at the GT4 runnings as well. We got a C-class driver, Jake Steckler, with a 1.2, or excuse me, 1,200 iRating. Joe Rainey is an A-class driver, so kind of safer, so to speak, at least within iRacing terms and how they score things in official series. As far as incidents go, it's quite a deep pool to dive into. But Joe Rainey, once again, in the iRacing universe, kind of seen as a safer driver with that A-class, as well as he's got more iRating as well, so that should transpire or transcend to just a little bit more pace as well in that McLaren as he continues to try and reel in Jake Steckler. That gap is now only 1.2 seconds. Daniel Higgins also with an A-class rating and 1,300 iRating right there behind. Brandon Burton, that rookie rating, 1,400 iRating, or excuse me, 1,100 iRating. As he's now going to get lapped by these just screaming at GT3 class cars. There's really nothing you can do. And seeing the old GT3 versus GT4 guys, it reminds me, hey, I got my own league here this weekend. It was going to be at Spa, but with NASCAR versus GT4, I'm leaning towards putting that at a free track. The Charlotte Roval will be broadcasted on Stam Studio Network. It's one of my favorite tracks if I do end up making that switch over to it. It'll be hosted, not even in league race sessions this time, so hosted 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on this coming Saturday. Be sure to join my Discord. I believe I have some YouTube links there, or if not, I will put the Discord link there in the YouTube chat. And all of you that maybe if you don't do any iRacing, you're just here watching on YouTube, having yourself a great time, watching cars rip here around Spa, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you like what you see. You can hit that bell as well. That will let you know when I do go live with any of my streams. And if you don't like what you see, hey, that is completely okay with me. Let me know what you don't like what you see, or what I can do just a little bit better in those comments or live chat below. 9 minutes approaching here in this race. You guys have hung out with me this whole 26 minute race. I think it's time I treat you guys. This is going to be a quick Crank It Up, brought to you by Stam Studio Network, this 86 Challenge Sim League race. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. Going to bring you the sights and sounds of these cars on track. Alrighty, you can crank it back down. Sean, stand back up here in the booth. We see you, Laura B. We got a Nico Colby fan here in chat. Nico, where is he at here? We are on board with him, and of course got his driver cam. I cannot wait until the off season for these guys. I can't wait to go wheel to wheel. I know I probably won't have the pace after commentating for almost, well, we're not a year old on this channel yet, but I've definitely seen that here. I've taken the hit on my my pace as I have kind of traded in commentating for and producing as well for the wheel, but I still got my setup on my other gaming PC and like to get back behind when I can. Cannot wait to take it side by side to these Colby bros. They're Colby Dad. Every driver here tonight. It's going to be a blast. Nico running P6, does that say in class? 9th, excuse me, sorry. I got to go behind the scenes some here. I would show you how I just mixed up my 6 and 9. But regardless, we're going to go back through a ruse. Darren Colby is watching his two sons go at it. Probably has his popcorn out, or Matter of fact, probably his head down after contact just through that last section of the track there a couple laps ago. Here comes some side-by-side Colby action. 5 minutes to go left in the race. Stone, not just the run to make the move here on Nico just yet. Laura, close your eyes. Stone may have a little plow on the front of his BMW. Oh, we're gonna get so close to contact. 52, almost getting to the back diffuser of Nico Colby. Keep things, once again, I think that's my new catchphrase, moving and grooving. Put that on a t-shirt. These drivers keeping things clean, and their cars so far driving the right way. I mentioned that in the old pre-race kind of breakdown. Yeah, one twitch, one blink is all it takes. And are you going around at 130 miles per hour? Or are you Stone making the move on your little brother here down the inside, setting it up? Not even a crossover possibility for Nico, as he's going to get a face full of gravel out of Stone Colby's rear diffuser. Mama Colby, Melina, hey, appreciate you. Yes, ma'am. Let's go, boys. Moving and grooving here from Spa. Only 4 minutes left to go. The more fun we continue to have, the quicker the minutes kind of start to tick themselves off. Here we go. Once again, little side-by-side action. Nico takes the contact. Nico's going to go around. Stone's going to keep the spot. Nico does a 720, able to keep it going. I told you, Laura, close your eyes. Oh, it wasn't even Stone's fault. Oh, it looked like a self-induced spin out of Nico. We're going to take one more look at this here. Gets on the gravel there. That was Stone there up in front, and then... Oh, no, Nico gets on the gravel. Then there's going to be no grip for him after that. That's once again, all it takes, the old GT3 class. Here, I believe the spin is coming up just right here. Yep, no contact confirmed. Ooh, a nice evasive action there out of Stone Colby. Darren Colby passes Nico as well. Oh, this is actually live here. Nico Colby going to go off track once again. He's going to get his Porsche 911 back up and up to speed. Just 3 minutes to go for our leader, the 888. She all ran. What pace, what driving to keep this in front of Thiago P. de Lima. I don't want to give the old Sean and Tater curse out too soon, but this is pretty special. Matter of fact, a special drive as I think I've seen all of today. Both my broadcast, the old short track racing late model stock car series that came on just about an hour and a half or before this, and then, well, we got the 86 Challenge Sim League here. Once again, GT3s versus GT4s, and there's just such driving. It's what am I trying to say? Sportsmanship here, the racecraft here between all these drivers in Warren's league. It cannot be beat. Here we have another battle. Maxim Guzman still in front of Josh Hunter, but for how long? Got Melina there cheering for Jake and Joe. Keep it up. Saying, you got it, Warren. You can get up there as well. Warren, matter of fact, I know we got a good battle here. We're going to see where Warren is in class. Up to P5, up in front of Amethyst Reese in that Sprite GT4 Mercedes, trying to get a little bit closer there to Brandon Birch if Brandon has to make a pit stop or has an off-track excursion of his own. This battle is still raging on. You can't even see the Ford Mustang, but, oh, there you can as it peeks down towards the outside, tries to open up the entry to the chicane here. Coming back towards the start-finish line for what should... Oh, the time's going to be close. Could possibly be our last time here tonight. Maxim Guzman, Josh Hunter going at it. Stone Colby, Nico Colby going at it. As Joe Rainey tries to get out of the way there, I do believe. Joe up to P3 in class. Believe just dropped one spot since we last checked on him down in the GT4 class. Heading down and up a Rouge here is Stone Colby. Right on the back bumper of Darren Colby. Dad, this is his father. Matter of fact, a little bit of gap. Well, right as I say that, not anymore. Stone Colby down the outside, just has the braking down, able to carry a little bit more speed, gets the drive off through the corner. Coming up to the 34th minute here, Maxim Guzman still in front. I know we're going back and forth. Maxim Guzman still in front of Josh Hunter. Okay, we just need to make things official here now. Xiaoran coming to the start-finish line. There's going to be about 10 seconds left on the clock, so this is going to be pretty close, pretty tight. We will see if Barney throws out the white or the checkered. Oh, this is coming down to seconds here. Looks like this will be the white flag lap. I think he got to the line just maybe 2 or 3 seconds beforehand, as he is definitely still in the gas. I do not want to make that mistake again. So this is officially white flag lap. Xiaoran still attempting to run away from Thiago, just has to run one more clean one without any slowdowns, and he will be able to solidify this win. Josh Hunter still trying to get around Maxim Guzman, and we are still battling back here. Darren Colby able to take the spot back away from his son here. I know he was mentioning a lot of luck here last night at Daytona in the MX-5 Cup. No, this is not luck at this point with Darren and Stone. This is all skill. Racecraft coming down to the last lap at Spa here in Belgium. Who has what it takes to find that last spots here? Darren Colby has that 6 spots as he gets a mere full of a full-on radiator, the BMW GT3. As these guys come to their white flag lap of the race. Stone was peeking down the inside there, but not going to make the dive bomb here just yet, as he's got, I believe it's 7 whole kilometers to go. Here is once again this battle that I keep switching back to. Maxim Guzman still up in front of Josh Hunter, as he just does not have, really, he hasn't been close enough to make a move here in any of these entries here at Spa. About halfway to go here in this final lap, I do believe, for Josh Hunter. Maxim Guzman, as Josh continues to get a little bit closer, but it's going to run into the gravel. That's going to lose all the time that he just made up in that Ford Mustang. So we see on the timing and scoring, Stone there back in front of his father, Mr. Darren Colby. But that is that's not going to take this whole race away from, of course, our race leader. For matter of fact, this whole race tonight has started from the pole, going to take away the checkered flag. Congratulations, Xiaoran, on conquering Spa here in the 86 Challenge Sim League Series. That takes some pace, some skill, some racecraft of your own to take it to it. Thiago will come home P2. Maxim Guzman, the final interview spot in the GT3 class, bringing it home P3. Josh Hunter P4. Here comes Aaron Chung across the line, P5 in class. Jason Jin, that's a Candy Red, portion line 11, bring it home P6. P7, Nathaniel Redman. Stone Colby, Darren Colby. What a fun battle that was on that last lap. Stone ending up there in front of his dad. That 52 BMW, there is Dad right there behind the 14 Porsche, coming home 9th in class. Steven Shakespeare, Daniel Parmalee, Andreas will bring it home in the GT3 classes. We'll take a look at the GT4 classes. These guys continue to finish up their races here, and burnouts being made. Also, Demolition Derby. That looks like some devil horns popped out of the Daniel Higgins machine there. Jake Steckler, congratulations on your conquering of Spa here tonight, the GT4 class. Daniel Higgins will bring it home P2. Joe Rainey, Brandon Burt, Warren Johnson will bring it home P5 in class. Nico Colby, unfortunately, going to bring it home 6th. Taylor, Amethyst, Caleb, and Austin Rapp. Let's see. We're still waiting for drivers to finish up the race, but I will flash those results up on the screen as soon as that does happen. Until then, I'm going to catch a breath, and then we're going to catch a little ad break, and then get you some driver interviews. Stick right with us here on Stam Studio Network. All right, quick little ad break, but we are back here on Stam Studio Network, where I have teleported down to Victory Lane, where I have race winner Xiaoran, and please correct me if I am saying that wrong, but regardless, congratulations on your win here tonight.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Pretty good pronunciation.
Man, walk us through it, dude. You were great. You were fast in practice. You were even better in qualifying, and you finished it all out there. Really looked like no incidents even out on track. Bringing it home at first place. How did you do it, man?
Yeah, I kind of save on tires a little bit. I still feel a lot of pressure when Thiago get on me. Yeah, there's still pressure around I think around 7 to 9 minutes left. He started to cramping up on my back. A little bit pressure.
The gaps, they were visually closing down, and I started to get a little scared. I started to even mention how many times have we seen this season, but I also mentioned it's great racecraft and pace out of you there to hold off the hard charging Thiago. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank or makes this possible for you tonight, man?
Thanks to my team. I training with my team a lot. Yeah, they helped me start from iRacing. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, that was, I know it was pretty cool for you. That was also really cool to watch here. Thanks for giving us a show, and congratulations once again on the win. We're going to move down to second place, Thiago.
Hello guys. Oh my god, this guy has some pace, man. I mean, lap 1, I got the rouge, and then I had to navigate around Maxine, and I was pretty much like 2 seconds behind the leader, and half of the race I was just trying to close the gap. At some point I closed the gap and got on his draft, but his pace was, I mean, he was really fast, so I was not fast enough to get around him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was about to dive into here. The gaps, they were visually closing. You even saw it there, of course, on the timing and scoring, but really not close enough for you to make a move there, Thiago. What do you kind of have to credit for your pace, and especially to come back and almost, if the race was 5-10 minutes longer, we could have even seen you back here in Victory Lane. Is that just lots of practice? Are you just that familiar with the car?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with the car, of course, because I've been racing it every Tuesday, right? But, I mean, I did not practice enough, and pretty much with a straight setup, no setup preparation for this race or anything like that. And, I mean, the leader was really fast, and gotta give him some credits as well, right?
Oh, definitely. It's super cool to kind of now see. I know Xiaoran's raced with us there before, but now to see in Victory Lane, it's definitely pretty cool, and yeah, that's can't shout that out enough. Congratulations on both of you here on your 1-2 finish. Gonna move down to Maxim Guzman here, who did end up P3 here in class. Maxim, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Alrighty, we see you here, not in the Ferrari, but you got a Porsche up here in the top 3. Walk us through your race and kind of how you were able to get it done.
Honestly, pretty rough. I was faster in quali, but during the race, I felt not that confident with the car, and Thiago and Xiaoran were just super fast, but it was fun, like, doing a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing. Feel bad for Nathaniel. I have to look at the replay. It looked like a racing incident, but he was really fast, too, so yeah, a lot of good battles, so happy about that.
That was, battles left and right throughout this 35-minute race. Maxim, who we got to thank here tonight?
Shout out to my fiance for supporting this passion and, you know, giving up hours for me to do this. So yeah, appreciate her.
We appreciate you, Maxim, for putting on a show, giving us a race to watch here tonight.
Thank you.
So we're going to move on to Jake Steckler with our GT4 race winner. Jake, you got a copy?
Copy.
Alrighty, man. You moved up 5 spots since the start of the race. Walk us through it. Maybe not the pretty fast, but how did you do it? How did it happen?
Honestly, I just really been working on staying consistent and staying close enough that if I'm running behind to capitalize on mistakes. I also really like Spa, and GT4 car is always fun to drive, so good time.
It's a good time behind the wheel, good time also up here watching you guys, and I can't wait for the off season to get kind of racing wheel to wheel, side by side with you guys as well. Jake, is there anybody that you'd like to shout out or makes this possible for you to come out and race with us tonight?
Yeah, shout out Warren, of course, for setting up this league. It's been incredibly fun so far. Shout out to everyone that shows up, and races with us. It's always a good time. Shout out Overstock Vehicles. Shout out Jordan Dopke and the family, and yeah, hope everyone has a good night.
Thank you, Jake. I'm right there with you, hoping everybody has a great night as well. As we're going to finish off these interviews. Daniel Higgins, Joe Rainey, and then, of course, league owner there, Warren Johnson, is, of course, waiting as well. So moving down to Daniel Higgins, our P2 in GT4 class. Daniel, you got a copy?
I'm here, yes.
Alrighty, man. The old 95 also gained 5 spots since the start of the race down in GT4 class. What was it like behind the wheel tonight, man?
Spa is one of my favorite tracks, so I was hoping for a good finish, and it seemed like all three of us up front, Steckler, Rainey, and myself, were all pretty equal. So it was a pretty good battle, and the start was kind of weird because it looked like Steckler kind of got held up by someone or coming out, and I was ahead, so I didn't really know what to do. I just kept going, and then I kind of just was lenient with him in that first turn. He got the lead back, and then it was on from there. And just Rainey got past me, and I knew it was gonna be tough to catch him. But I'll take a P2. It was a solid race, and we had some good battles.
Yeah, I was kind of scared there on the start of some possible black flags coming out, but I don't think we saw any of that, or if race control was on that, props to them. It was a little bit scary, but it was definitely cool to see you come back up to P2. Daniel, is there anybody that you would like to thank here tonight?
I'd like to thank Stam, Warren, and everyone that races here. As always, I appreciate everyone making this happen.
Well, thank you, Daniel. I know I say it means the world to me, but it really does. And really, this is the hardest part of the week because... Oh, sorry?
I was just saying, and everyone watching.
Oh, yes. Cannot forget everybody out there in YouTube land. This is the hardest part of the week because no GR86 Challenge League racing back until Monday, where we'll be at Thruxton. Gonna move on to Joe Rainey and then Warren Johnson. That will round out our interviews. But Daniel, thanks again for your time here, and congrats again on P2.
Thank you.
Joe Rainey. Hey, here we go. Got a much-deserved interview after last night. You got a copy?
Yeah. Last night we kind of gave it back, I guess. So that's fine.
Yeah, shoot. There you go. That's also another driver in the GT4 class gained 5 spots here from where they started. How was your race tonight, man?
Oh, it was good. We had a good time. I thought that the three of us were pretty much same pace. I did finally get more pace a little bit and got past Daniel for quite a while, and then the GT3 cars at the end were passing me and really screwed me up and cost me 2.5 seconds in one lap, and that's where Daniel got me back. So, I probably should have got second, but I'm fine with third. Doesn't matter. It was fun.
Oh man, it really was. How was the old McLaren GT4 handling for you tonight? It was fun. Watching you guys there on track.
Yeah, as I say, I think the Mercedes was the better car, but I knew everybody picked the Mercedes, so I just picked picked that instead. And yeah, it was a good car. It was fine. I mean, it's a little understeery in some of the high speed stuff, so that it's a little tougher to drive in the high speed. But it's a decent car. I mean, they're all similar, so it's not too bad.
iRacing getting the BOP right? What? I've never heard of that. No, I'm just kidding. That's
Yeah, no, I'd say that's one thing. That is one positive with iRacing is the BOP is. I wish real racing. I race GT4 cars in real life, and the BOP is not that close. So it's really nice in iRacing. So.
Well, thank you, Joe. Is there anybody that you'd like to shout out here for tonight?
Shout out to you and Stam for doing this for us. Definitely a shout out to Warren Johnson for putting this together, and then of course all the guys that keep showing up to make it worth showing up and doing this.
I'm right there with you. That's what makes it. I mean, the side by side, the sportsmanship, the racecraft. That's what makes it so much fun to watch. Thank you, Joe, for taking some time with us on this interview, and congratulations once again on your P3 in class here tonight.
Thanks and good evening.
Thank you, Joe. We're gonna cut to our last interview here tonight. Warren Johnson. Before I gotta head to the airport and catch my flight back home on the other side of the world. Warren, the old Sprite Mobile. You got a copy of the GT4 Mercedes?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear, man. Walk us. Oh. That is third, not true. Okay, anyway, walk us through your race here tonight.
Spa is not a strong track for me. I mean, I'm not that good at anyway. Either way, whatever track it is, but definitely Spa is a very difficult track, and I've been feeling under the weather. You could probably tell my voice is a little weird. Yeah, so it's just whatever. I was happy. I got fifth place, I think. So whatever. It was fun. You know, I'm excited to see a new face, and he got the win in his first race. That's really cool. Really exciting to see that. We got our normal front runners up there, and you know the points race is pretty good right now. You know, Thiago P1, Nathaniel P2, Daniel P3, Joe P4. Wow, Joe's ahead of all the Colbys in the multi-class series. That's pretty crazy. And then you got Stone, Jake Steckler, myself, Slater, Amethyst, Maxim for the top 10. That's a pretty strong top 10 right there. But you know, overall, it was a fun night. I'm really excited for Monday at Thruxton with the GR Cup. That's going to be a really crazy race, really fun, easy track, really fast. So it's going to be a good one.
I cannot wait. As I was mentioning it earlier, it sucks this moment in the week because now we have to wait all the way till Monday night for some more 86 Challenge Sim League racing. But Warren, is there anybody to thank before I head up through TSA?
Yeah, just all the normal guys. You know, everybody in the league that comes out every race, or you know, they try to make it to a race here and there. I really appreciate that. You know, it's not possible without you guys. Like I always say, you know, you guys thank me all the time, but this league wouldn't be here without everybody. And thanks to you for putting on a good broadcast, as always. You know, the Colbys, they're always great people to race with. Joe Rainey, he's very knowledgeable and a really fun guy to race with. Everybody here, and yeah.
Well, thanks, Warren. Right back at you. Couldn't be here without you, man. And I hope you have a great rest of your night. I know the old 2-hour difference, it kills me, but it's great for you out there on the old West Coast, the best coast.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks again. This has been Sean Stam here on Stam Studio Network. Here we go. I'm going to go catch that flight on home. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Stam Studio Network. Be sure to join in next time. I believe that's Saturday. We'll have some GT4 versus NASCAR live at probably Charlotte Roval. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night.
Yeah.